Yo, 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 what is up, Bench Mob? We got a double pod, double MTD. We didn't do a cold open. We're rushing into this. The Bulls game is on. I gotta watch this Bulls game. We gotta do this trade pod. We're doing the Lakers and Sixers. I feel like there's only minimal moves that they can do anyway. Because one thing I did want to talk about, we're not gonna go through the whole roster, intros, contract stuff, but Ben Simmons signed an extension. I should probably say what's up to DJ first. DJ, how's it going?
Going pretty good. Going pretty good. Just another Monday night of hoops. So yeah, ready to get after it.
Clemson LSU also, I'm guessing you're gonna be catching that.
I think I have money on that game actually.
You
I gotta
think?
double. I gotta
Did,
text
did,
my
you,
yeah
did
yeah.
your wallet
I
just
gotta
make a
double
bet?
check. No, I have it with my best bud, but I don't know what. I think that I have Clemson and the points, so I just gotta confirm with him the points for tonight. But I should have. I think touchdown maybe. I don't know. I gotta ask him. We'll see what he says when I shoot him a text here.
All right, well, if you do have money, hopefully it goes your way. Yeah, Simmons signed an extension. I know all these like should they trade Simmons? Like, no, they shouldn't trade Simmons. Simmons is, I mean, they should do some other things. I think. Like, I'm very curious how willing the Sixers are to give up Josh Richardson or Tobias Harris or Al Horford. Like, I don't know if they want to do that. And then everyone else they have isn't really worth too much. Maybe you could get like a rotation player for the young guys, but as the other GMs, DJ took over the Sixers, right, DJ?
Oh yeah, I'm in
All right.
charge and I'm ready to do some fun stuff. Hopefully.
All right, for sure. And then I got the Lakers. The Lakers really only have Kuzma and, maybe Danny Green if they want to do something, but like they don't really want to give up on Danny Green. So Kuzma and KCP is like the main attraction there for the Lakers because they don't really have anything else. Um,
And honestly, with that KCP, it's weird with obviously him being represented by LeBron. I was about to say LeBron's agency, the same agency as LeBron. Players can't own agencies. So that's interesting. Behind the scenes, there might be kind of a you can't trade KCP kind of thing for Palinka. And did we see any Palinka extension talk? I thought I might have saw a rumor of talks. I don't
ooh.
know if there's a deal done, but it's something to keep an eye on there if Palinka gets extended with the Lakers.
That's very interesting. I didn't even consider the KCP LeBron angle there, but I'm just gonna throw on 20 minutes on the clock to just speed through these trade suggestions. You guys are gonna get a nice little quick pod here. But all right, three, two, one. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna let you give the first call.
All right, and we're doing Lakers first.
It doesn't matter. It's
All right, we'll
both.
go
Just
Lakers
20 minutes for
first.
both.
Oh, 20 minutes for both. Okay, okay. All right, I'm into
Um,
it. Let's see. Uh, Charlotte here. We would like to offer you Marvin Williams in exchange for Alex Caruso and Contavious Caldwell Pope. Thinking you get a nice big salary for perhaps a step up for another player.
Marvin Williams for Contavious Caldwell Pope, and who else? I feel like the money doesn't work just.
Alex Caruso, which I think gets
Hmm.
us just in there.
I don't know if that does anything for us. I mean, I guess Marvin Williams for KCP, that's fine. I feel like Caruso is just one of our only other like guards that we'd want to play. I don't think it's crazy. Like Marvin Williams is nice, but I feel like we're just looking for something else.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Understandable.
yeah.
Indiana here calling the Lakers.
What's up?
We would like to offer you the Holiday brothers in exchange for Kyle Kuzma and Quinn Cook.
The hot Aaron and Justin for Kuzma and Cook.
Hmm.
Whew. That's interesting. I do like Aaron Holiday. I also like Justin Holiday as a role player. Is Kuzma worth it? I don't think so. Like I think the Kuzma talk has gone to the point where just like, oh, they need to trade him, but like they don't really need to trade him. I feel like he can definitely
Not at
play,
all.
right? So like, I
Plus, I think his trade value will be even better when he has a bigger contract almost, which I guess is still down the road, but still. Back
I,
to role.
yeah, I guess it depends on the contract. Let me make a quick call.
Yep.
Detroit, are you there?
Yes, we are.
D Rose and Markeith Morris for Kuzma and KCP.
Hmm. KCP coming back to Detroit. Love it. So Morris and Rose for KCP and Kuzma. Wow, that is tough. I like it a lot. The money is slight savings for us. It's not a huge deal. Griffin is hurt, so Kuzma can get a lot of run. And KCP, huh, wow.
I'm torn on this one on the Lakers side,
I
honestly, but like,
I think I think that's I think that's acceptable. We could do that if you want to.
all right, let's see what else is out there. This one's been like
Mhm.
tearing me apart the past couple. I did this one on my Lakers trade for my Turkish show. I did a whole Lakers trade episode, and
That's
like,
hilarious.
cool man. Anyway, I did want to call the Nets
Yes, the Nets are here.
to Torian Prince and Temple for Kuzma and KCP.
Torian Prince and Temple for Kuzma and KCP. Hmm. Um.
This one I'm not really in love with as the Lakers, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we're all right on that. And
All right.
also, I believe we might even have Prince poison pilled. Along
Oh,
with
he did
LeBron.
it.
Or at least
He did extend.
that's what Trade
Sorry.
Machine is saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And so did Jetty Osman. So I did want to unite the Jetty
Yep.
Osman LeBron duo.
I
Um,
was thinking about offering you Chetty, but once I saw that, I took
yeah.
back as well. The Knicks have an interesting one
What's
for
up?
you, where we would like to offer you, and let me just double check that I have this correct. Wayne Ellington for Avery Bradley, and so that might be useful for
Hmm.
you in some three-way deals as well, since his contract is. Well, actually, I guess you'd have to execute this first, and then execute Ellington. I was trying to think of ways to step up
I
their
see.
contract so that they could get more players.
Um, I mean that's like a very maybe if I was in a scouting department doing very heavy analysis on like Wayne Ellington and Avery Bradley's impact, like I just don't
Hmm.
see like the huge difference between what they bring, and if anything, I think the best version of Avery Bradley might be better than the best version of Wayne Ellington.
Hmm.
So I'm just gonna not do that just because it doesn't do much.
Yep, this I think actually might be a little interesting. The Washington Wizards are calling,
Yes,
and
sir.
we would like to offer you Davis Bertans and Ish Smith in exchange for Avery Bradley, Kuzma, and Troy Daniels.
Davis Bertans and Ish Smith. So we get that point guard, we get that lethal shooter. Whew. Um, this one's difficult. It just goes back to like why am I trading Kuzma? Like
Right, right.
right.
To win a
Uh,
championship with Davis Bertans and Ish Smith.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I do like me some Ish Smith. Um, that one's actually is that better than Derrick Rose and Markieff Morris? Because Bertans is nasty.
He's shooting lights out at the
He's the
moment.
second most in 3 points made per game after Harden for the
Hmm.
season. Knicks. I actually wanted to call the Knicks again.
Oh yes, I'm back.
Kuzma, KCP, and Avery Bradley for Frank Nitti and Marcus Morris. Ooh, I think
You said
we're 400K off of that actually, but I'm curious what you got.
on the next one. Say that one more time for me.
Kuzma, KCP, and Avery Bradley for Frank Nitti and Marcus Morris.
We hmm Frank Nitti. Oh, for Kuzma. Yes. Yep, we could do that.
Hmm. Interesting. Frank Nitti and Marcus Morris. Um, and then I actually had the Kuzma and Davis Bertans thing written down too. I'm gonna do one last thing because then all my Kuzma trades are out there.
Hmm.
It's funny I didn't do specific prep for this episode because I had done prep for the Lakers trade thing that I
Right.
discussed with my Turkish. So like I did all these with both teams in mind instead of just the Lakers in mind. So now I feel like I could have
Hmm.
asked for more another. Anyway, the Sixers and Lakers I wanted to do between both the teams.
Ooh.
Danny
All right. I'm
Green
ready.
and Kuzma for Richardson and Zaire Smith.
Wow. Danny Green and Kuzma for Richardson and Zaire. Oh wow. Um. So Danny Green, Kuzma, Richardson, and Zaire. Could we also get Caruso if we sent you back some draft capital? Because we think that he would also play really well on this squad. We
Um,
could toss back Ennis or Raul Neto
and
or
it's
Furkan Korkmaz
interesting.
if it was then lower draft capital.
I see. We could do Korkmaz.
Okay, so if it was, let's say, Korkmaz and Caruso are now involved, so it's 3-3.
Yeah.
Could we then give you? Where are you? There you are. Beautiful. We have the New York Knicks 2020 second round draft pick.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. Okay. We could swing that if you'd like to.
Wow. That's crazy. I was honestly this one I might I might be down to do. Danny Green. Danny Green's tough to give up on, but I feel like that's exactly the type of player you guys want. It's also like the type of player we want, but
Hmm.
I love Josh Richardson. We're also getting Korkmaz back, and it's not Jetty, but it's Forcon. Um,
Yep. Yep.
Zaire Smith isn't really playing much, which is like the one issue here is like I'm giving two solid. It's like how good do I think Josh Richardson is and is gonna be? Um, I think I think I want to. Oh my god. Why change? Why change up from our league leading, West leading roster right now? It's just changing up so much. Danny Green is a big part, and I know I offered it. I just wanted to toss in and that's the thing. Like, Lakers get so much coverage. It's like, do they even need to trade anyone? Like, why trade Kuzma? Why mess anything up? Like, I feel like buyout is a way more logical path for them.
Right. You don't know who's going to be available, but you know that they can get someone. And if there's any truth to the Darren Collison possible acquisition, that would be big for the backcourt there.
100%.
And just the depth in general to get
100%.
him.
Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna keep Kuzma, honestly. Like, screw it. Well,
Okay.
I know that was kind of anticlimactic, but none of these like, it's like Kuzma's good as hell. Like, he can play defense, he can shoot, he can score. Like, he's long.
It's a little early because we saw, what was it? LeBron and AD were out against OKC, and Kuzma
Austin
just lit him up.
36.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Danny Green, I agree. Like Josh Richardson and him, it's kind of a swap for swap. Like they both do some similar roles, but like Danny Green's just killing it for
I
them
mean,
right
I
now.
love Josh Richardson, player of the week, Eastern Conference player of the week. Josh Richardson this past week.
Yeah.
So he's playing really hot. Which let's go into the Sixers. And I'm gonna make some calls as other teams, or do you want to start making calls? Let's have you start making calls.
Uh, yep. I want to make one call first,
What's
and
up?
then let you make a couple, and then I will launch into a few more that are contingencies if I can make some stuff happen. First of all, I'm calling the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Hello.
And Minnesota Timberwolves, I was wondering if you would be interested in giving us back Robert Covington, bring Covington home, and in exchange, we would send you Zaire Smith and Mike Scott.
I think we're good on that. We're like,
We can also give the 2020 New York Knicks second.
I think we're good on that. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm not. I still want
We can also
Covington.
give you the 2020 Atlanta second.
Mm. It just, what does that do? Like, how good is Zaire gonna be? I think Covington is exactly the type of player everyone needs, and also what we need. And Mike Scott is like, he's gonna get minutes, obviously, but I just don't see me doing that for Robert Covington. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm out on that. The seconds are nice and stuff. A first rounder would kind of change it, obviously, because then it's just like, fuck, like I need to be considerate with what's being offered.
We could also throw in the 2020 first round we have from OKC.
Uh,
It's protected 1 to 20, and for the fans at home on Tankathon, Oklahoma City is currently sitting in position number, I can't delay anymore, 18. So they're very close to that protection line.
I'm gonna keep Covington.
I
Yeah,
would too if I were
yeah,
Minnesota.
yeah. It's
But it
tough
was
though.
worth a shot if Philly
Yeah,
could get him back and suddenly have him
that'd
in
be
some lineups.
that'd be amazing.
Woo! That would be sweet. All right, I'll let you make a couple of calls. That was the big one I wanted to try to get right
Okay,
away.
so a lot of these are the same theme. Like, how willing are you to get off of Josh Richardson for a versatile shooter? Is
Interesting.
basically the theme here. Bogdan Bogdanovich for Josh Richardson.
I don't like it straight up.
Okay.
I'll tell you. And I liked this trade. Actually, no. I'm just gonna go ahead and I think offer it. Let me just double. I just need to double check on where the pick is going. I was correct about where the pick is going. Sacramento. What if it was Tobias Harris for Bogdanovich, Barnes, and the 2020 Detroit second?
Bogdanovich Barnes for Tobias Harris.
hmm So you'd be taking on about 70,000 more dollars, but you would no longer need to worry about Bogdanovich's new contract and whether or not you want to pay it because you would just combine him and Barnes's contract essentially into Tobias Harris for quite a few more seasons.
That's very interesting. Like, I don't know what the actual situation is with Sacramento and like needing
hmm
quote unquote, or
I
like
just yeah,
is
I just
Bogdanovich
keep
like
hearing that they
asking
don't
for a
want to pay
trade?
it.
Exactly. So if that's actually true, I do like this because Tobias is gonna be like a steadying force. Am I
hmm
giving up picks here? Did you say?
A 2020 Detroit second.
I see. Um, I think that one I could do. I
Okay, I'm gonna
do,
make.
yeah.
Or did you have any Tobias calls?
Yeah, I did have one more Tobias Carl. Gary Harris and Will Barton.
That's not that's not bad. Gary Harris and Will Barton. Let me
Yeah.
just take a look. That's not bad at all. Hmm. Oh wow. Okay. Gary Harris. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Gary Harris and Will Barton getting to about 29 there. And we've got both of them locked up for a couple seasons still. Interesting. Josh Richardson and Gary Harris in the backcourt's nothing to be mad about. They're both under contract through 2020. Ooh, wow. That is that deserves so much thought right there.
It does, yeah.
I like that. That's a great offer for Tobias, straight up. So 1 for 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Bogdanovich on his next contract, that'll get pricey. So I gotta consider that. Okay. My other Tobias call, let me leave both of those there to look at for a quick second. My other Tobias call was to Orlando for Aaron Gordon and Evan Fournier.
Aaron Aaron Gordon and Evan Fournier for Tobias.
Orlando, you can rectify letting him go when you let him go to
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be. I mean, Fournier is playing really well for us, and Aaron Gordon obviously is the conundrum that he is.
hmm
Um, Tobias Harris. I think getting off of two productive players for one productive player, and Tobias Harris to me isn't the guy that's gonna take up like both players' productions. And I know I'm doing the same thing for the Nuggets, but I think the Nuggets are just deep enough, and I think
Right.
Tobias is like super solid and like exactly the type of guy they need, and like exact a tier under the exact type of guy they need. I would say is Tobias. But
hmm
Harris has been like I guess more disappointing than normal. Will Barton can easily be replaced by like Malik Beasley, and so that's why I'm like a little bit more okay with the Nuggets doing it for
hmm
Tobias. I think yeah, no, I think I'm good off that as the Magic. Although it's like to me, it's not making too much sense that I'm okay with the Nuggets and not this for the Magic. Um, like, could I get an Zaire Smith back?
I would rather leave Zaire
Yeah.
in Philly to use him for possible other moves.
I think I'm off. I'm off that as the Magic.
Okay. Quick call to Minnesota. If we now also throw in a 2020 Detroit second, can we get
Wow.
Covington?
No, we're good on Covington.
Okay. And then think I I think those were kind of all the deals I wanted to do. I did have a Washington Bertans for. Well, let's have the combo real quick. Washington Bertans for Zaire Smith and Kylo Quinn.
I honestly think Bertans you can pull a lot right now.
Oh yeah, I think
Yeah,
so too.
so we'll get to that on the Mega Mobs trade deadline probably in a
Hmm.
few 2 to 3 weeks here. But I did have a couple calls I wanted to make to Philly still.
Yep, go ahead.
These are probably quick no's, but Joe Harris and like a first round pick for Josh Richardson.
Yep, I do want to decline that one.
Yeah, and then same thing, but Seth Curry.
Yes, declined as well.
Yeah,
Although I love what Seth does, and I was trying to get him on the team in a possible big Tobias trade, but I just didn't really like enough
yeah,
of what was coming back.
yeah. The Sixers need that knockdown shooter. It's just Josh Richardson is
Mhm.
too good to. Anyway, and then an Al Horford deal here.
Oh,
Tim Hardaway Jr. and Dwight Powell for Al Horford.
you know what? Interesting, because I mean, it's not like Al's been perfect for what Philly needs, um, and so like moving off of him could help some things. And Dwight Powell's nice, but I still think that if they can figure it out with Al, he's under contract for a while. Uh, if anything, that there might be better deals to be had, and I think that he might be huge in the playoffs for us.
Tim Hardaway and
'Cause
Seth Curry.
yeah, that's not bad, but then
Same
our
thing.
front
Okay.
line is just a little worse because like if Joel has to miss any time in the playoffs, like having
Yeah.
Al is going to be just so critical for us.
Yeah. Plus, you have not only one but two Giannis defendable people. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, and you would need someone else that can spend some minutes on him.
Yeah.
So I don't think we want to do either of those. Okay, were those all the deals you had?
That was everything. Yeah.
Can you give
Ooh,
me 60 seconds on the? Oh, go
actually,
ahead.
Duncan Robinson and Justice Winslow for Josh Richardson and Zaire Smith. Bring back Josh, baby.
So you said Duncan Robinson and who?
Winslow.
And so I have to decline because
All right.
as much as I love Duncan and he is just balling so hard right now. With the Winslow for Richardson swap is not quite what we want to do, but that that is funny. Bring Josh
Bring
back.
Josh back, baby.
That's so. I tried to do a Tobias Harris back to
Yeah.
L.A. to bring him back to switch that, but all right, you want to give me 60 seconds for this
Yeah. Yep.
Denver and Sacramento situation? Okay. And I'm also going to do it on my phone as well.
Oh, you're putting a minute on.
Whew.
Okay.
I put on 42
All
seconds so
right.
that I would definitely have less
Go ahead. Go
because I
ahead.
don't want to miss this. But all right, so the Sacramento deal would be Barnes, Bogdanovich, and the 2020 Detroit second, and the Denver deal would be Harris and Barton. Wow. What we lose is kind of that small forward to Bias, moving down to Will. We also get Gary. Harrison can do a lot of what Josh can do. And we get Bogey, who is so nasty.
10 seconds.
I am going to accept the Denver deal. I
Mm.
don't think it's bad. I'm going to accept it.
Nice for sure. All right, let's nice speed round. Nice speed round negotiations there.
Appreciate the update on where we were. Almost missed it.
Yeah. It's funny because when you said I gave myself 42, I was literally at like 44. So like you were almost exactly on point there. What do
Hmm.
you think about the Denver one from the Denver side?
Okay, so from the Denver side now, so Paul Millsap is still kind of interesting, like what they want to do with him in the future. I'm sure there's been some talks with his agent. I mean, he would be, I think, still eligible for an extension, right? Like you can, I mean, Eric Bledsoe signed that extension late last year, so you can extend at any time in case they'd want to extend with him, because
I
otherwise,
think.
him coming off the books isn't terrible, because Murray's extension is going to hit next season.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean you could
so
extend it.
like,
For me, I feel like Gary Harris has is kind of plateauing, and the reason why I mean I normally don't like early, just saying someone's plateaued early, but the things he does is just like he's a solid defender, but he's not strong enough to be like an elite defender. Like he's always gonna get overpowered by the big wings, and
yeah.
then he's not a playmaker either. Like so he's just really good at playing around Jokic and like cutting and stuff, but his jump shot isn't extremely versatile. Like he's not a Duncan Robinson or JJ Redick or like Tyler Hero, even like those kind of come off screen, Kyle Korver, whatever, the come off screen. And so nothing's really amazing with Harris. Will
Hmm.
Barton is great, but I just think that MPJ within half a season more extra playing time can give you similar things to what Will Barton can give you in terms of like
Right.
dynamite scoring, if not even more stuff. And Tobias Harris is just like his defense has been underrated this year. He's reliable. He can make jump shots and like he can do exactly what Gary Harris does, but actually defend at a higher level. I would argue. And
Hmm.
you can rely on him to make a shot and like create a play for himself, which you can't with Gary. So I just feel like with as deep a team as Denver is, losing a depth piece for a guy like um, Tobias Harris is valuable, and that's kind of why I think the Denver Nuggets could do something like this.
The Denver Nuggets are one of my favorite rosters in the NBA where they've already got Nikola Jokic on his big deal. We've got Jamal Murray's big deal on the horizon, but we've got Millsap and Plumlee's money coming off. So they're, not going to be a team that's like in tax hell. They're, I think, just under the
Yeah,
tax right now. You've got Michael Porter Jr. still on his rookie deal that it's looking like he's ready to be a bit of a player here. So that's exciting. Jeremy Grant's on a decent deal. Plumlee's coming off, I might have mentioned already. And then with them, it's kind of interesting what they want to do with Wancho and Malik in case they want to use those two to get a different player. Monte Morris, I think, has played a little less this year than last year, if I'm not mistaken, or he's at least I haven't been seeing as much of him lately.
yeah,
Um,
he's still playing. I mean,
right.
he's still part of the rotation, doing like running the backup point guard units. It's just like they're just so deep that if he's having an off
Yeah.
game, it's easy to. They don't have a lot of other playmakers though. Like Jared Vanderbilt sometimes
Hmm.
occasionally gets minutes, but he's still gonna have to play. Monte Morris.
Right. I mean, Monte's someone that I'm ready to see a little bit more from. He is averaging just 6 minutes less and like a shot less per game, which is basically kind of the difference in like his scoring production, his
Yeah.
assists, his rebounds are all pretty similar. Um, so Denver is just kind of this really well put together, thing that can be changed up a little bit if they want to. And they've got some guys that are going to come off the books, and some guys that are going to get expensive, and some guys who are still cheap that can do some stuff. But for Philly on this one, I felt like Tobias kind of could be the guy to go. He's definitely, I think, not their most important player. That's Joel and Ben, and a 1-for-2 swap in this case might be helpful, and especially with Ben's extension about to kick in for next season, going from a guy making 32 to two guys making 17 and 12 respectively, and there might be some slight raises there. Or is Gary Harris, is he flat? No, he's an extent, or he
DJ,
goes up. And
guess who the top 2 minutes per game guys are for the Nuggets?
Nuggets, I'm gonna guess Will Barton,
Yeah,
and you know what, I might go ahead and guess it's between Jamal Murray and Gary Harris. I'm gonna guess Gary Harris.
it's Will Barton and Gary Harris in that
Yeah, so we
order.
get some
In
minutes.
that order.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Funny.
so it's funny that I would trade both those guys. I mean, they're not bad. Like I'm saying, they're fine players. They're
You're right,
good
right.
players. I just think
So
that like
Denver is a team.
32 and a half for Jamal, like he can knock that up to like 34. You can knock Jeremy Grant up to like 20. He's only at 23.7. You can knock him up to like 24, 26. Obviously Tobias is going to get at least one of those guys minutes fully. Um,
Yep.
and then Michael Porter Jr. go from 11 to like 15. Torrey Craig can maybe get one or two. Like you can find them in Malik Beasley. You can find
They've got plenty of
yeah,
guys that can do it. Denver is a team that can 2-for-1 if they want to
all day.
before the break. And Philly is a team that might want to go 1-for-2, 1-for-3
Yeah.
to get a little bit more depth in here.
Yeah.
And that's why I was trying hard to get Covington, because if I could get Covington, then that would basically replace a lot of what I felt it would replace a lot of what Harris was doing, Tobias Harris, that is, since I'm trading for Gary, and allow me to do a 1-for-2.
So
And
actually now, I mean, from the Sixers side, because if I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I do it if I'm the Sixers. Like I might just
Mhm.
keep Tobias. I was curious why you did it.
Yep. So you definitely could keep Tobias if you wanted to. I felt like this was maybe a move that you make in the offseason rather than this year, because then you play out the
Hmm.
playoffs with this core. I do like the idea of splitting this 32 million chunk into a 17 and a 12 with Ben Simmons extension looming. I think that that makes it a little more palatable because if I have four max guys and then like Josh Richardson is
That's a
my only
good
10
point
million,
for an off-season
like
move type. Yeah.
yeah. So this might be a little early to do it. And then I do lose kind of a bigger wing, but I don't know how helpful the bigger wings are in the East versus the West. So like Giannis is the person I'm most afraid of, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, Brooklyn, I'm not very afraid of. Miami is just such a collection, although we did ball on them in last year's playoffs, I believe that was when Philly beat them 4-1, I want to say. Boston is interesting with their big wings. They might have a little bit of a size matchup there, but we've got Al and Joel that kind of pound on them. So this is a deal that maybe Will Barton could be flipped into someone else. I'd probably try to call up Minnesota and do
Yeah.
Will Barton and Zaire for Covington and see if that interests them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we'll see. I thought it was an interesting deal to give us some more depth,
Yeah.
and everything. And then there's definitely still a deal to be made for someone. I
And
just
it
don't know who.
and it's funny we rushed through the deadline, but we're taking our sweet old time on these post trade analyses. But
Yeah.
Lakers not doing anything just made sense to me. Honestly, I feel like
Oh yeah,
the
they're in first place.
media is just overblowing this Lakers trade
They're
thing.
bored.
Yeah, the media is just completely bored. Like Kuzma's good, young, a lot of potential, scores, can play deep. Like
Hmm.
Kuzma's underrated as hell right now, and he's overrated at the same time. So like
Yeah.
he's underrated in the fact that like people want to trade him just because he's the only trade piece they have and they want to talk trade because it's Lakers. But then he's
Hmm.
overrated because they're talking about like he's as good as Bogdan Bogdanovic, which is like
Right.
I don't think he necessarily is, although
Hmm.
like it might be closer than people think. Anyway,
Well, yeah,
thanks.
and,
Yeah.
and you have that team control with Kyle that maybe is more palatable, that you don't need to pay him a year sooner like you do
Yeah.
Bogdanovich. Maybe. Some people would prefer that, but yeah, we'll have to see. Deadline's coming closer or coming sooner than we think. We've only got a few weeks left, and then yeah, we're already talking about when we're gonna do that Mega Mobs deadline. And I think, did you say it was February 6th is the real trade deadline this
Yeah,
year?
February 6th is the real trade deadline. We're trying to figure out if that's going to be in 2 weeks or not. We can talk offline about that. But at the Benchmark NBA, hit us up, guys, in about 2-3 weeks. Shit's about to get real. I just gave in my 2 weeks notice. So
Hey,
I'm gonna be doing my own stuff, and Benchmob ramping that up to maybe 2 to 3 times a week is definitely gonna be one of the things I want to do. So appreciate you all listening, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.